The controversial social media influencer brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate have had their sentences extended by another 30 days in Romania. The Romanian government is legally allowed to hold them for 180 days before they even bring any type of charges forward. Like they can just hold them there for 180 days in detainment. Before we get any deeper into this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn the notifications on, share this video around if you're feeling generous. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, Caleb Salvatore Comedy on TikTok. You can follow my podcast that's based with Caleb Salvatore. It's on outlawstreamers.com, Rumble, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. They don't let us post full videos here to YouTube, or full episodes, excuse me, just because of the nature of what we talk about. It's fine. It is what it is. We fought that war. We lost. We do post clips of the show here on my personal YouTube channel, so go check those out if you're interested. Every day at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm also I have a personal account on Rumble now. Finally, go follow that. It'll be in the description at the bottom as well. So yes, Andrew and Tristan Tate being held for another 30 days in Romanian prison without any type of formal charges being brought forward. This is the norm over there. They can do that. And again, I know it's super popular to hate on America's legal system, regardless of whether or not these two guys are guilty, and I have my doubts. I know it's super popular to hate on America's legal system over here, but thank God they can't do that. I believe it's 48 or 72 hours. I think it depends where you're at, that they can hold you without bringing charges forward. Thank God that can't happen to us here. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you got to count your blessings, okay? Again, I understand it's not perfect over here, but imagine if your government could hold you in jail for 6 months and not bring any charges forward for no reason. They could hold you in jail for 6 months. I mean, these guys, listen, they got their social media brands and whatever else they're doing. Who knows? Imagine if they pulled you away from your job for 6 months. The average guy, your life would be ruined. So thank your lucky stars that can't happen here, okay? Maybe be a little bit more grateful. These European countries, half of you want us to emulate more. Listen, like I said, I have my doubts about this whole case. Here's what we know, okay? They were accused of sex trafficking in April of last year, of 2022. Police came, investigated. Turned out it was something to do with the girl's boyfriend found out that she was over at their house. He got mad, and she said, whoa, I was kidnapped. They came, checked the security camera footage, and they were home by dinner time. They were since arrested late last year during the whole Greta Thunberg debacle. Everyone heard about that. It was all over Twitter. They've been accused of sex trafficking for victims. 2 of the victims have come forward and said, I was never involved. I was never trafficked. I never made these accusations. I have tried to retract these statements that I never made, and the court won't have it. Okay? You've had a voicemail recording of him coming out confessing to assaulting a girl that turned out to be a deep fake. And then you've had the other 2 girls who were recently caught talking about about essentially setting him up and trying to get a Netflix deal out of it through WhatsApp. Lesson learned, WhatsApp is not private conversation. Signal is the only one that you're not going to get busted on yet. Again, I don't know if they're guilty. I'm sure that they aren't doing everything up to par. I'm sure they're doing something illegal. I don't think I don't think that necessarily means they're sex traffickers. But again, I'll be the first one to tell you, if they are guilty, go ahead and hang them. The actual sex traffickers don't deserve to live. But I just, something about this whole case is fishy. The fact that they supposedly had all this evidence, and they're probably going to hold these guys the full 180 days before anything happens. It just seems odd. It just seems like a political hit job. I've said in the past, the regime has a direct incentive to, take down people that encourage young military-age men to take advantage of their own lives, to eat healthier, to get stronger, to not be doormats for every person in their life. There's a direct incentive to take people down that push that on young men, because when the young men in a country are weak, when they're brainwashed, when they're addicted to porn, when they're docile, because they don't work out, their testosterone's low, they're consuming soy and estrogen and all that garbage they put in our food and water. When the young men in a country are weak, they're a lot easier to enslave. That's just all there is to it. And when you have someone, and I understand that nothing Tate said has really been revolutionary, but he's mastered the social media game. He's gotten through to young men like nobody else I've ever seen. And I don't agree with everything he says. I think some of the stuff he says is ridiculous, and I think some of the stuff he says is really good. But Tate, whether you like it or not, has found a way to reach young men in a way that no one else has before. So he is by far and away the most influential person that's covered this kind of stuff and been targeted young men as his audience. So that's why there is an incentive to take this guy down. There's no doubt about that. I've said in the past that I wish there was a happy medium, right, between like the beta soy boys and people like Andrew Tate, and I think there is. There's a guy, he's called Dry Creek Wrangler School. He's on YouTube. Check him out. Dry Creek Wrangler School. It's phenomenal. If you are a young man who's looking for a positive role model, it's not me. I'll tell you right now, it's not me. But Dry Creek Wrangler School could be. Check him out. That's all I'll say. Back to Andrew Tate. Let's see. What else do we say? I think, honestly, they're going to make a run at this guy in prison. He's supposedly sitting in solitary confinement for hundreds of days now, he'd be going on hundreds of days. I think they're going to make a run at him. I think they're going to try to push him to his breaking point or try to kill him. It wouldn't be the first time. Look what happened to Epstein. They have an incentive to shut people down that encourage young men to stick up for themselves, to be stronger both physically and mentally. There's a direct incentive for the regime to do that, to take people out that say that kind of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. And also, again, he hasn't been charged with anything. No one's provided any actual proof that he's done any of the things they've claimed about him. So, this is a U.S. citizen. Where is the Biden administration right now? I mean, they bailed Brittany Griner out. They traded a war criminal, an arms trafficker for her, which I agreed they should have tried to get her out. I don't know about how they did it, but listen, if you were all supportive of trading the merchant of death for Brittany Griner, but you're quiet on Andrew Tate, man, a U.S. citizen's a U.S. citizen. He's being locked in solitary confinement with no charges and no evidence put forth. Basically just psychologically tortured. Whereas the U.S. government hasn't even tried. Come on, man. There's got to be some consistency here. I don't know. It's crazy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is he guilty? Is he innocent? What do you think? I don't know. I'm leaning towards no. I'm leaning towards innocent at this point because I've seen nothing. I said it on my show, That's Based. When you have a case in the United States, they have 72 hours, or 48, 72 hours, depending where you are, that they can hold you for, right? In that time frame, they can usually come. They're not going to solve the case, but they can usually, as some moron said in the comments on here, shut up. They're not going to solve the case, but they usually come up with enough evidence to at least charge you with something. These guys have been held for months now, and they haven't been charged with anything? The prosecution doesn't have any evidence? They've been held for months. All their records have been combed through with a fine-tooth comb. This investigation's been going on since April of 2022, and they still don't have anything. They still don't have enough evidence to bring forward formal charges. That really makes me doubt this case. It really makes me doubt whether or not these guys are actually guilty here. Again, leaning toward no. I'm like 60%. It didn't happen. If it did, I'll eat my words and if they come out with like hard proof, not he said, she said, hard proof that they did this stuff, I'll come out here and I'll say hang them both. Because again, sex traffickers don't deserve any type of mercy in this country. But I gotta see proof. In this world, I should say. It's not in this country. I gotta see proof though. I'm not just gonna believe someone's a monster without proof. I won't. I don't want to listen. I forget who said it, but it's better to see 10 guilty men walk than one innocent man hang. I don't know about you, but as horrible as sex trafficking is, as horrible as any violent crime is, I don't want to live in a world where someone's life can be ruined. They can spend the rest of their life behind bars or even be executed off nothing more than a baseless allegation. I don't want to live in a world like that. That, to me, is scarier than any violent crime you could commit against me. If you disagree, you're wrong. No, you shouldn't just be able to accuse people of something without proof and destroy their lives, put them in jail, or even have them executed in some cases. As we saw, To Kill a Mockingbird, it's history. Emmett Till. You shouldn't just be able to say someone did something heinous without evidence and have everyone go kill him. It's happened throughout history, all over the world. I don't want to live in a society where that is the standard. We've gotten away from that. That was the right thing to do. Let's not drift back toward it. Anyway, you can follow my socials. Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram. Caleb Salvatore Comedy on TikTok. Follow my Rumble. Go down there and check it out. You can, please like the video, subscribe, turn the notifications on, and share around if you are feeling generous. That's Based with Caleb Salvatore. Drops every Saturday. OutlawStreamers.com, Rumble, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. It'll drop tomorrow. Go check it out. It'll be in there. All the links to access, it'll be in the description here, so go click them. Just scroll down and do it, okay? Anyway, thank you guys so much. Cheat on your taxes, not your spouse. Peace out, and stay based.